The Spanish 10 euro cent coin from the year 2000, bearing the mint mark crowned by a small star to indicate the Madrid Mint, is part of the first generation of euro coinage that Spain issued ahead of the currency's physical introduction in 2002, and it features the national reverse design dedicated to Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, Spain's most celebrated literary figure and the author of Don Quixote de la Mancha. This coin belongs to the Nordic gold family of euro denominations, the 10, 20, and 50-cent coins, made from an alloy of 89% copper, 5% aluminium, 5% zinc, and 1% tin, chosen by the European Union for its durability, distinct golden color, and resistance to tarnishing. The Obverse design, created by the Spanish sculptor and engraver Begoña Castellanos, presents a right-facing portrait of Cervantes that aims to symbolize the universality of Spanish culture, framed along the upper edge by the word España, with the year 2000 typically split, the 20 to the left of the portrait and the 00 to the right, though spacing and alignment vary subtly between minting batches. Beneath the portrait appears the M with a crown, which is the official mark of the Real Casa de la Moneda, Fábrica Nacional de Moneda y Timbre, FNMTRCM, the national mint located in Madrid. This mint mark confirms authenticity and is a defining identifier of Spanish euro coins across all denominations. Because the euro was not introduced physically until January 1, 2002, coins dated 1999 to 2001 are considered pre-circulation or transitional issues. They were struck and stockpiled by Spain and other Eurozone nations to ensure a smooth transition, and thus their mintages can be extremely high. Numismatically, the 10-cent 2000 Spain Cervantes coin is generally common in circulation, with millions produced, making it accessible but still interesting to collectors for its place in monetary history, particularly as part of the earliest Euro series. Its tactile and visual properties conform to European standards: a weight of 4.10 grams, a diameter of 19.75 millimeters, a thickness of roughly 1.93 millimeters, and a distinctive Spanish flower smooth edge, officially described as fine scalloping, which helps visually impaired users distinguish it from the 5 and 20-cent denominations. The reverse side follows the standard common design for all Eurozone members, created by Luc Luycx of the Belgian Royal Mint. It features a map of Europe and 12 stars representing the original EU member states, symbolizing unity and European integration. In terms of market value, circulated examples typically hold face value in everyday conditions, while uncirculated or high-grade mint state coins, such as MS63 and above, may attract modest premiums among collectors, especially those assembling full Euro typesets or complete date runs for each nation. Errors such as misaligned dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet defects can be of special interest and may raise the coin's value depending on rarity and collector demand. The coin also carries cultural and symbolic weight. Cervantes, whose work deeply shaped Spanish identity and world literature, was chosen to highlight Spain's contribution to global culture at the very moment the country was transitioning from the peseta to the shared European currency. As such, the 2010 cent Cervantes coin stands not only as a monetary object, but as a representation of Spain's artistic heritage, the unification of European markets, and the historical shift at the dawn of the 21st century, when 12 nations adopted the euro. Overall, it remains a widely circulated and historically meaningful coin that bridges Spain's past, its cultural pride, and its integration into the European Union's monetary future. The next top. The Spanish 10 euro cent coin of 2005, bearing the mint mark of the Madrid Mint, Real Casa de la Moneda, and featuring the iconic portrait of Miguel de Cervantes, stands as a representative piece of Spain's early Euro-era coinage, blending national identity with a common structure of the euro system. Issued 3 years after Spain fully adopted the euro as physical currency in 2002, the 2005 issue continues the first design series used from 1999 to 2009 and reflects Spain's intent to highlight its literary heritage through the image of Cervantes, the world-renowned author of Don Quixote de la Mancha. The obverse of the coin depicts a right-facing bust of Cervantes, rendered in a finely detailed engraved style meant to symbolize the universal character of the author and his work, surrounded by the word España, the 12 stars of the European Union arranged around the perimeter, and the year 2005, accompanied by the small M mark carrying a crown on top to represent Madrid's historic mint. The reverse side, common to all euro area 10, 20, and 50-cent coins, is the map with borders designed by Luc Luycx, showing the European continent with vertical lines symbolizing stability and unity, along with the numeral 10, the word Eurocent, and a subtle globe motif. The coin is struck in Nordic gold, a copper alloy composed of 89% copper, 5% aluminium, 5% zinc, and 1% tin, selected across the Eurozone for its durability, corrosion resistance, and gold-like color, while containing no actual precious metal. It weighs 4.10 grams, has a diameter of 19.75 millimeters, is 1.93 millimeters thick, and features a smooth, plain edge, a distinguishing trait compared to the finely milled edges of some other denominations. These technical parameters were standardized by the European Commission to ensure consistent physical characteristics for vending machines, automated payment systems, and international coin compatibility. In terms of production context, the Real Casa de la Moneda's 2005 minting of 10-cent pieces was part of its regular circulation coinage, with large mintage numbers, tens of millions, typical of lower-value denominations used extensively in daily commerce. While not considered rare, coins from this year can hold numismatic interest when found in uncirculated UNC or brilliant uncirculated BU condition, especially in official mint sets, since handling and circulation quickly reduce surface brilliance on Nordic gold. Collectors often examine the sharpness of Cervantes' hair curls and beard lines, the clarity of the mint mark, and the presence or absence of dye-wear patterns, small radial flow lines that develop when dyes age. Another point of interest is the subtle shifts in hue. Nordic gold coins naturally change color over time due to oxidation, developing deeper, more reddish or brown gold tones, especially if exposed to humidity or oils from human skin. Thematically, the 10-cent Cervantes design represents Spain's contribution to the broader cultural mosaic of Eurozone coinage, where each member state selects its own motifs for the national sides while sharing reverse designs and physical specifications. Cervantes, chosen as a symbol of the Spanish Golden Age of literature, reflects Spain's emphasis on intellectual heritage rather than political or royal imagery, setting these coins apart from those of other EU states. For historians, the coin is a small piece of the much larger story of European monetary integration, tangible evidence of the EU's expansion and standardization phase in the early 2000s, when the euro became a powerful symbol of continental unity. For everyday users, however, it served simply as one of the most frequently handled denominations, ideal for small purchases, vending machines, transportation tickets, and supermarket trolleys. Today, the 2005 Spain 10 cent Cervantes coin remains fully legal tender throughout the euro area, circulating side by side with newer designs issued after Spain updated its national sides in 2010 to reflect the EU's admission of new member states and a redesigned European map. As a collectible item, it is generally valued at face value in circulated condition but can be mildly appreciated in pristine mint state, especially by those assembling complete annual sets of euro coinage or those with a thematic interest in literary figures, Spanish culture, or early millennium European monetary history, the next top. The 2008 Luxembourg 10 cent coin, often referred to by collectors as the 10-cent Luxembourg 2008 piece, represents part of the euro-denominated currency series that Luxembourg adopted in 2002 when it joined the Eurozone, and it maintains the trademark national identity characteristic of all Luxembourg euro coinage, the required effigy of Grand Duke Henri, the country's head of state. The obverse of the 2008 issue, designed according to national specifications and obligations under EU monetary law, depicts the right-facing portrait of Grand Duke Henri accompanied by the inscription Luxembourg, the Luxembourgers' name for their country in Luxembourgish, running vertically or slightly angled, depending on the year's specific graphic adaptation, alongside the year mark, 2008. Although Luxembourg does not possess its own mint, the country commissions production from foreign mints, especially the Royal Dutch Mint, Utrecht, or another authorized European facility. Therefore, many Luxembourg euro coins carry a mint mark, typically not a letter like W for Germany, but the mintmaster's privy mark and the mint's own symbol, such as the Utrecht caduceus, or a small mark representing the Dutch mint director. The W you mention almost certainly refers not to a national mint letter, because Luxembourg does not use W, but to a collector's notation or a misinterpretation of a mint mark symbol, which can sometimes look like a letter depending on where, image quality, or the viewer's experience. However, no official Luxembourg euro coins bear a standalone W mint mark. Like all 10-cent euro coins produced across the Eurozone, the Luxembourg 2008 issue uses the common reverse designed by Luc Luycx, showing the European Union map and the numeral 10, accompanied by Eurocent, a design standardized across all member states to ensure uniformity in appearance and tactile recognizability. Technically, the coin is made of Nordic gold, an alloy of 89% copper, 5% aluminium, 5% zinc, and 1% tin, chosen for its durability, corrosion resistance, and signature golden hue. The coin has a diameter of 19.75 millimeters, a thickness around 1.93 millimeters, a mass of 4.10 g, and a distinctive fine-grooved, reading like edge known in numismatics as fine serration. Mintage numbers for Luxembourg's minor denominations are typically modest compared with larger Eurozone nations, meaning that while 10-cent coins remain common in circulation, specific years such as 2008 can have relatively lower production figures. This does not usually make them rare, but it gives Luxembourg coins a certain appeal among collectors who specialize in small nation euro issues. The year 2008 also holds contextual significance in European monetary history. It was a time when euro circulation had stabilized after its first years, yet before the financial crisis' full impact on coin demand and minting volumes, so many denominations, including the 10-cent, show variations in mintage trends from earlier or later periods. Although the coin carries regular issue status, collectors often examine 2008 Luxembourg pieces for strike quality, surface luster, die alignment, and small die varieties, because coins minted through external facilities can occasionally show minute artistic or technical differences tied to the mint's internal tooling. On the legal side, the coin holds full legal tender value of 10 cents across all euro-using countries, but in international numismatics, its value remains primarily face value unless the piece is preserved in mint state, MS, or uncirculated grade, in which case it can reach slightly higher collector prices. Usually modest, because it is not a rare commemorative issue but appreciated by Euroset completists. The inscription Luxembourg, essential to Luxembourgish identity, is notable for the country's insistence on representing itself in Luxembourgish rather than French or German on its national euro coin series. This aligns with the long cultural effort to preserve Luxembourgish as a living national language. The presence of Grand Duke Henry's effigy fulfills the EU's requirement that national sides may honor living heads of state if constitutionally appropriate, which Luxembourg has done consistently since the euro's introduction. Overall, the 2008 10-euro-cent coin from Luxembourg stands as a small yet rich piece of monetary symbolism, merging the uniformity of the euro with a microstate's cultural signature, offering collectors insights into European minting collaboration, the visual conventions of modern monarchic coinage, and the continuity of national identity expressed through even the smallest denominations of circulating korenc, the next top. The 2009 Slovak 10-euro-cent coin is part of the first series of euro coins issued by Slovakia following its adoption of the euro on January 1, 2009, marking a major monetary transition from the Slovak koruna to the single European currency, and symbolizing Slovakia's full integration into the Eurozone. The coin is struck from a Nordic gold alloy, composed of 89% copper, 5% aluminum, 5% zinc, and 1% tin, chosen across the Eurozone for its durability, corrosion resistance, low allergenic properties, and distinctive golden color. Its specifications follow standard EU regulations for the 10-cent denomination, a diameter of 19.75 millimeters, a thickness of 1.93 millimeters, a mass of 4.10 grams, and a Spanish flower, shaped rim with smooth edges and 7 indentations, a characteristic shared with the 20-cent and 50-cent coins to help visually impaired users distinguish denominations by touch. The national side features an intricate depiction of Bratislava Castle, a historically significant fortress hill overlooking the river Danube and serving as a symbol of Slovak statehood, along with part of the city's old town. Below the castle appears the double-barred patriarchal cross, Slovakia's key heraldic emblem, resting atop 3 hills representing the Tatra, Fatra, and Matra mountain ranges. The national motif was created by Slovak designer Pavel Karely, whose work was selected through a national competition organized by the Národná banka Slovenska. The year 2009 appears at the lower edge, indicating the first year of minting for Slovak euro coins, coinciding with the country's entry into the eurozone. To the left of the castle is the national abbreviation Slovensko, while to the right is the mint mark, M, for the Kremnica mint, Minkovna Kremnica, one of the world's oldest continuously operating mints, established in 1328 during the reign of King Charles I of Hungary. Its centuries-long tradition of minting high-quality coinage gives Slovak euro coins a distinguished numismatic pedigree. The common reverse follows the standard euro design by Luc Luycx, displaying the large numeral 10, the word Eurocent, the map of the European Union with its geographical outline adapted after the 2007 enlargement, and 6 vertical lines ending in 12 stars, symbolizing unity among EU nations. The 2009 Slovak 10-cent coin was produced in large quantities for circulation, making it a widely available issue without particularly rare varieties. However, collectors still value first-year euro coins from a newly joined member state due to the historical significance of monetary transition. The coin exists only in the business strike version. No special commemorative or proof-quality 10-cent coins were issued specifically.